Mm.
Will,
Hey!
what happened last time on Ebon Ward?
Oh my god, guys. So much happened last time on Ebon Ward. You were there, so you know most of it, but I'll reiterate. You guys began the process of just getting things squared away for the big surgery to remove Addis from Dia and to place him into a new body. In the meantime, you had to kind of talk Maria down and kind of collectively agreed, what a bitch! And honestly, it was just a lot of just kind of understanding the perspectives of the Blackthorn and Redwoods and kind of solidifying their nonsense and kind of briefly discussing what the next plan is going to be when this all plays out. You guys did the surgery, excellent rolls, wonderful preparations, and it was a marvelous success. Addis now has a new human body and is ecstatic and blown away by it. Yearn is clearly upset, but is kind of playing the like, I'm not that mad, whatever. But like, he's super mad. He's so mad.
I'm not owned.
I'm not owned. Very much that. However, with this success, Dia's right arm remains platinum. It looks like that she'll still be able to do transmutation and whatnot, as she's done in the past, but yeah, well, you still lost your feeling in there, which is a little unfortunate. And that is where we left off. I think, I don't know who would be interested in tagging along, but Addis sure does like sprint out of the lab to just like enjoy the outside, feeling the warmth of the sun, breeze through their hair. Touch grass, thinks grass is cool. Touches dirt, thinks that's neat, but is like annoyed that it leaves residue.
That's dirt, baby.
That's dirt, baby. But she's figuring all of this out. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else wanted to be here, but I assumed Dia likely tagged along because there was. I wouldn't say they were a toddler, but
I don't need Addis wandering off into the woods and literally getting eaten by a bear, which could happen.
I mean, I could come along for the muscle.
Yeah.
And also because it's not like I'm doing much back there with the Andron surgery.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I don't. That's a good question. Are you guys going to
Hers
start
isn't right now. Hers, I think, would technically be the next day. He will start on making cake for important babies.
Important babies. Soul Grab. Nash. Is anyone
The
else?
11th hour is pretty good, but we should have gone with important babies.
Imagine being introduced to fucking Pain as the important baby.
Step out of the way, we're the important baby.
Yes, Conqueror Pain, you have to say it.
And Alistair Blackthorn.
Yeah, Astrovel is just like important babies. I was saved by the important babies. You have to understand, Maria. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, no. Addis, I think, at one point as well, like more or less twirling. You know what? I'm gonna roll an acrobatics check.
Go with your flat D20. Yes!
Yes!
Yo!
Actually,
yes, Monarch, get it!
Like, she is sprinting around, like, jumping over rocks. Like, it's the thing of, like, you see, like, you know, kids on the playground, like, look how high I am! I'm done with this now. Jumps off and goes to something else. Like, that's the energy of Addis. And eventually their eyes, like, lock onto the water and sprint and just fully jump in. We're gonna do a swim check.
See you later, kiddo.
Yeah, there's a big splash, and then not a whole lot happens for a while.
Reaches down to like grab.
Yeah, you're able to grab her. Oh god, cold is still really bad.
Yeah, you also need to watch the breathing thing.
I'm figuring that out. Like coughs up some like cattails and whatnot, and is like,
Ew.
and like just shakes like a dog more or less. And Asterfell very quickly like summons a wing to block the water and then makes it disappear. Oh my god, it's nice to be real.
Isn't it? Hang on, let me fix up your hair. You got some, you got that pretty heavily pond scummed there. Dia will go ahead and prestidigitate the hair dry and try and put it back in some semblance of the order it was in before.
Yeah. She tosses her hair a bit, and it's at that point she realizes, oh wait, reflection, and like stops and like stares into the water, and you see it, that big toothy grin, kind of like tilting their head side to side, and then kind of looks over their shoulder at you. I'm sorry. I know this is probably getting annoying.
You waited a long, long time. I think you've earned it.
I had some sip the goo incidents before. It okay.
Who among us can say we have never partaken of the goo?
Asterfell
And
raises
like,
their
I've
hand.
never partaken in the goo.
I don't
so
believe
know what
you.
they're
I
so
straight up
upset
don't
about.
believe you. You do all the your career as all the stuff you did, you never ingested goo of any sort for any reason.
I have had no reason to do so, nor the opportunity.
Well, that points at the lake. Right there. Goo for the taking. It's public goo. It's available to all.
Addis sipping goo.
Ew, no, you're gonna get Giardia!
Asterfell kind of like rolls their eyes and is like, hold on, and puts a hand on the back of her head, and there's like a pulse of physiomancy. I've cleansed her of disease. And like walks away again. So, what do we do now? I realize I'm not going to be very helpful for any confrontations you're probably going to have.
Yeah. Nor should you be. I think, well, I mean, you've got a lot of stuff to try out and a lot of learning to do that most people born in the conventional way end up sorting through in the first, 3 to 5 years of their existence. And I don't think that's something you want to rush. There's no reason to. But yeah, you're a little, you're probably gonna get yourself in a bit of trouble if you, well, depending on how long it takes you to unlearn the mindset of being entirely indestructible or indeed incorporeal. So I would suggest we find somewhere that you can hang out in relative safety and kind of take things at your own pace.
Nods. Yeah. Do I have to get a job?
Oh God, I hope not. Nah, there's no, I can, oh wow.
Don't lie to her.
No, because I can, this is my child, and I will spoil it with whatever allowance I see fit,
Mm-hmm. She thinks
yeah.
about that. Like, I mean, I'm happy to get a job. I don't know what that job would be.
You're 0 years old.
You were born today.
People usually wait until quite a bit later in their lives before having a job if they're fortunate enough to have the chance. I mean, consider that if you were, say, a human who had just been born, you'd be like yay tall, puts hands together in about infant size. You'd have a disproportionately large and very soft skull. You would literally not be able to crawl. You'd just be constantly eating and shitting yourself for 1.5 years before anything was expected of you. So no, I think you've got time.
Wow, I'm glad we skipped that.
Yeah, no.
He like looks back at the water.
I'm glad for you too. I mean, for the moment, why don't you just go back to and take up residence at one of the Ebon wards? It's a place you know. People will know you. They're not going to need a really long explanation as to who you are and why you are the way you are, and they can just let you do your thing and keep you safe in the meantime.
Don't know if humans do this, but gnolls do thing where young gnolls follow around teachers and figure out what thing they want to do.
Oh, is that how you learned how to, like, work with wood and whatnot?
No.
No.
Self-taught.
Well, men in small town we visit. He taught me a lot. But no, not learned as young gnoll, no.
Oh. Huh. Well, I mean, that does sound nice, but also I don't want to be too far from my best friend.
Astrophel, if I may ask, what is the expected biological lifespan of Addis's body?
Astrofeld turns. I could leave it as a surprise.
No.
But if you are truly curious, I currently set her up to be about the lifespan of a half-elf.
Okay. I mean, that's plenty of time. And it looks like you're starting at kind of Squint's young adulthood, I'm gonna say, give or take. So you're looking at a healthy number of decades before you're even really gonna feel any effects of aging.
Astrofel nods. The body is more or less mid-20s. And so for a half-elf, like, yeah, there's multiple decades well ahead. And Addis, like, stands up and kind of dusts themselves off a bit. Yeah, I mean, honestly, wow. I didn't even think about that. I can die now. Not that I want to, like, obviously, but that's a weird thought. Oof, that's a little more noodling than I prefer right now. And,
Yeah.
walks back. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess if it's all right, I would just stick with you for as long as I can. But I obviously don't want to get in the way. And
Well, you've had a very first-hand experience of the standard lifestyle that I am currently living. I think there's probably still more ahead where it would not be advisable to have you standing next to me, ready to be clawed in half, exploded, you know, the various things that could happen. But I am hopeful that sometime in the not-too-distant future, we will finally get to take a break. And you and I can take a vacation, read some books together.
oh, maybe I'll like reading now. I didn't like it before. It was slow.
Oh. No?
Well, that's not your fault. I don't know. It's a thing now where it's like I can interact with everything. And she like grabs a flower and just kind of twists it around her fingers. I know it's mundane, but like all of this is just, it's remarkable.
That's true. It'll probably be a long time before you start finding physical experiences that can only be felt through a book. So, yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll have time.
Yeah. Obviously not now because I'm not good at it. But she like kind of brings her hands together a little bit nervously. I do want to meet people. Like I you know, I finally got to formally meet all of you, and that's great. But the opportunity to just interact with random folks and make mistakes or make friends, hopefully no enemies. It sounds nice.
I think that sounds like a great idea. And I think the
I
one
can
thing...
introduce you to some people we friends with, so a little easier at first.
Yeah. I'll do my best not to embarrass, but that sounds nice.
I think the one thing you gotta remember from this day onward, now that we're not literally joined at the hip or shoulder, you don't need my permission to do anything. I can give you advice. I can tell you what I would do. I can give you opportunities. But you get to make those decisions for yourself now.
Kind of like processes that and then like wraps her arm around your platinum arm. I appreciate that, but I'll still probably come for consultation many times just because I appreciate the company.
I'm looking forward to it.
We should probably head back before I like do some other stupid thing out here.
Well, that's what you want.
Astrofel nods. Marvelous. You didn't seem to harm yourself nearly as much as I expected in your first romp. And like, Astrofel like kind of cups her chin, just kind of examines her a bit. Yes. Be experimental with this form. I wouldn't say it's made of paper, but you aren't nearly as indestructible as you once were, as Dia has said time and time again.
Oh, experiment number 1. Do you want a piggyback ride back to the lab?
Yes?
Nice.
Okay. Climbs on your back. It's light. So light.
Like a feather.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's just like old times if I were 4 or 5 feet taller.
Yeah. And I would say that as you guys make your way back to Parthena's lab,
Not let me attack.
No, God, could you protect the like 16 hit point character? On the way back, you realize that Addis just completely falls asleep.
Nah.
Just exhausted from the day. So here, I'll ping. I don't know where people are in this particular circumstance. I don't know if you've like dropped Addis off to like go to bed.
Nap time.
Nap
Yeah,
time.
well, there's not much in the way of a comfortable sleeping spaces here that I can see.
Oh,
so
no.
No, there's
Don't you-
bad.
Oh, that's right. There is a room with non-fucked up beds. I
Yeah,
thought we were
so-
gonna have to settle for
Floor.
you know, yeah, something like one of these fucked up chairs. Right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you drop her off. Let's see. Let's give a raw charisma check while sleeping. Beautiful,
Wow.
elegant.
Oh.
If it was a low roll, it's like like drooling, just disgusting.
I think at some point Dia comes in to check on them, sees them sleeping like just hands just above the sheets, entirely still,
Yeah.
quiet, and being like, "Oh, well, they don't take after me."
They've learned not to repeat some mistakes. But yeah, the day progresses. I don't know if there's anything in particular you wanted to do, because it sounds like Andrin surgery is going to be the next day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we probably generally mill about. We're probably going to be strapped for content this session anyway, but, I'll try and push for that 2-hour mark. I've got that man that needs to get let out of my bag. We can do that real quick.
What music do I have for Amethyst Man?
Manifest.
I don't want to be around that. Andrew, do you want to help me cook? Do you want to help me make those cakes?
Yeah, no, Andrin, she'll take along for making cake. Let's see here. We'll do this. No, that's way too dramatic for just man in a bag. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, so Redpath, Garen, and Andrin go down to just like do some baking and whatnot. Maria and Marjorie are likely sticking around, as is Blackthorn. Oh, actually, hold on. I need to roll a... I'm gonna roll a will save on...
Roll a cat check.
Yeah, essentially, like, is he focused enough to just, like, stick around? All right, he does have his mental faculties back, so it's definitely better. I don't think that's high enough. Astrofel is like, I don't really care right now, and just, like, wanders around the building, and you don't know where he went.
Please at least clean up a bit, you freak.
No, honestly, you probably hear things fall, and he's like, yes, and then keeps going.
Yeah, so Astrofel pisses off. The twins are doing whatever. We're all just hanging around, probably having some kind of conversation. And then May's just like, oh, right, the man!
The man? Which man?
The man in the, hold on.
You mean like authority in general?
No, not authority in general. Reaches into the bag of holding to pull out the amethyst man. The man. The guy.
Oh, the man! Fuck, I forgot about the man.
Yeah, no, I don't think he'll be too miffed having to have waited a couple additional days after who knows how long he was petrified.
That's the wrong face.
Get
How
over
dare
yourself,
you talk?
Maria.
What do you mean you're unpetrifying that man?
I thought she
I
had like a...
petrified him on purpose.
I forgot. Maria doesn't have an eye cock like,
She can't.
Marjorie.
Marjorie also doesn't have one. I was thinking of Rosa, because Rosa has a great, like, but yeah, no, so, you reach into your bag and, yeah.
Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, no, the man. Incidentally, Stagiras are terrible, horrible things. Hate that those can just exist near a rural little town like this. They would all get annihilated if they got out.
I think you're giving them a bad rap. They are one of the most fascinating life forms we've encountered to date. That being said, yes, I agree. It is troubling that a colony of this many of them is this close to civilization.
Yeah. The twins, eerily, like, mirror one another as they both cup their chins and think as Marjorie adds on. Yeah, I must admit that was not my favorite part about this base of operations, and one of the big reasons I didn't stick around for a lot. Obviously, she gestures to the room. Memories as well, not great. Though I do believe that Stagira prefer to remain within their cave and very rarely move any further than that location, unless necessary.
Unfortunate that they seem to consider this facility part of their cave.
Yeah.
They both shrug. It's underground.
Let's get a look at you, sir. Are you in one
I
piece?
still have the goop, the don't remember name, medicine goop.
Of course, the
But
medicine
saving
goop.
it saving it in case one of us got it.
Yeah.
First.
Now that makes sense. He looks like he's in mostly one piece.
Just looking, examining, no chips, no, this limb has a crack in it, something that's gonna get really unfortunate if we turn this back into flesh.
Yeah, give me a heal check to kind of, like, examine the body. And...
I'll spin! Remember my Nat 1 heal check that killed a man? Was that me? I can't remember for sure. I want to say that was me in Verger's Manor.
I think that was Suina.
Was it?
That was
I don't know.
Suino.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think
Yeah.
Suino had a really bad time in that case.
Anyway, don't worry, I'll appraise him. Clearly you're unqualified.
Yeah, I guess you could use appraise it, like, from a monetary standpoint.
How much? Now, hang on. Before we turn this back into a person, how much could we get for this on the open market for statuary?
So, it's with a 30 appraise check, monetarily, despite being made purely of amethyst, it's like kind of, it's not nearly as clean cut. So if you, like, actually brought him to a jeweler who was psychotic enough to go through the process of, like, trimming down what was once a man, and, like,
Jesus.
you know, cleaning up the gems, you could probably make an insane amount of gold. Now the problem then comes in, how do you sell this much amethyst without raising eyebrows? Because you have to find multiple buyers.
In the shape of a man.
Well, you trim it. You gotta cut it. You gotta clean this up a little bit. You don't just hand them a amethyst hand. Although maybe you could.
Maybe you could. Maze goes deep into thought on the logistics of how to sell this man, and then realizes this is a wildly inappropriate thought process.
Yeah, but I mean, all things considered, it seems to be in pretty good condition. It's not like the other bodies that had like bites missing out of them or, you know, other pieces missing out of them. I don't recall if I had said this guy was missing a limb or not. I don't think he is.
I think he's in good enough condition. I think that's why I scooped him, because he would actually be salvageable, unlike the other ones.
Yeah, let's see here. What kind of a person? I think it's. We'll say that based on what you can tell from their appearance, they're clearly like a drow man. I think that's fun.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, it's so bright. Fuck, what am I doing up here?
Yeah.
The fucking Stegira dragged him up from the Underdark.
A snack for the road.
Dude, basement cultists would love an amethyst hand. You're onto something, actually. That's true. They'd probably turn that into a key.
Come on, amethyst skull, please.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you find the right psycho, who also can't determine that this was originally a person. You could probably make some pretty good money.
Yeah, serious bag. All right, Nash, apply the goo.
Okay. So. Yeah, this is stone salve. I remember getting it from somewhere. Don't remember where exactly. Awesome. It once applied, it works as if the stone to flesh spell. And stone to flesh, you can restore a petrified creature to its normal state, restoring life and goods. Any petrified creature, regardless of size, can be restored. But they have to make a DC 15 Fortitude save to survive this process.
Oh no!
Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, he's
so
so
it's the only
good.
option we got.
So, I'm gonna wager that this is like just some fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go look at Drow really fast to see.
Oh boy, you'll love what their con modifier is.
No.
It's not good, is it?
We've
Minus
got-
2.
Maybe
All right.
something else.
I don't
that
know
doesn't have a
exactly
negative con mod.
I don't know exactly what the nature of the you have to make a fort save to survive this is owing to, but maybe having people with physiomancy on hand can help there? Question mark. I don't know.
Maybe.
It might. So this is where it gets weird. Right now, the twins can do nothing for this person because they're made of stone.
Yeah.
If they die mid-process, I don't know how that works. So here's what we're gonna do. -1 because that's their con, but I would wager that they are probably like a ranger or something of the sort because if they bubbled into here and probably like level 2. So we'll say +2. So really, they're rocking like it's Driz.
Yeah, Driz.
Sorry, I just finished the Driz novels the other day, and I'm like, Drow Rain? What the fuck?
Hey, wizards, brace for impact. You might be losing your only iconic character. I killed your only iconic character.
I got close though.
Close. That was so close. There's
God.
nothing we can do to help this process, and there's no way we can give any amount of itty-bitty help.
You could have called me in, but
You're the one who wrote yourself out of the scene.
Here's what we'll do. Let me.
Wait, the leech.
Of course, the Legion.
Of course, the leeches. They impart plus 2. Wait, that wouldn't even be enough. It would make it to 14.
So here's what we're gonna do. I am gonna give a heal check from Maria and Marjorie.
It
Okay.
was so close.
Because let's see here. They're both their heal checks are crazy. Okay. And then the other one tries. Okay.
she tried.
Maria doesn't really care, actually.
Yeah, so Maria is like, whatever, I can bring them back to life. Marjorie's like, can you please try? And is like actively doing her best. And so I think with that, how that shakes out is the body is restored, but this guy looks like dog shit. He looks haggard and just like, where am I?
Welcome to the afterlife.
Don't do
I'm
that.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're alive.
What is this place?
You're here in an underground lab. We've gone through a bit of rigmarole to save you. You got chumped by some Stegira, it seems. Sorry about that.
Yes, I do recall this. Though I don't know where my jaguar is. Marjorie and Maria look at one another and both say at the same time, "We know nothing of your jaguar."
Yeah, sorry, there were no remnants of anything like that.
Just to be clear, I'm talking about my car.
I'm actually an artificer, you see.
Are you feeling all right?
I am feeling exhausted, to say the least. I am still a bit confused as to where and what has happened.
Ask him what year it is.
We'll get there. Well, don't worry too much about that at the moment. A lot of divine intervention has stepped in for you to be alive right now. Are you from the town nearby?
The town nearby.
Melody Meadows.
Melody Meadows. You know what? We're gonna roll just a luck check to see if this guy is anywhere near here. Yeah. Melody Meadows. Yeah, just a little town. I play the role of a ranger for their little village. They had asked me to go track down someone, and then I was attacked, and I don't recall much more than that, unfortunately.
Well, if you were going into that cave to try and fetch somebody, chances are they didn't make it out much better than you did.
That's a shame. Fully stands up and dusts himself off. Right, of course. My name is Brisdbo Erden.
You're not doing this. No, try again.
No, my name is Brisd. I said what I said.
Well, pleased to meet you, Brisd. And I'm glad they didn't take any chunks out of you.
As am I.
Well, there's gonna be some food underway before long, I think. You wanna just lie down for a little while?
That would be good. Though I do need to find my loyal companion who I'm Googling right now.
Oh, you'll love trying to pronounce a name based on that name. You'll love trying to make something up that sounds like that.
Their name was Gwen.
Your jaguar?
Yes, Jagwin.
Okay, that makes sense. Dia looks to Maze. We didn't find any amethyst, quote-unquote statues in that sort of shape, did we? I don't remember one.
I didn't see anything like that.
No, I'm afraid we found an awful lot of amethyst rubble, so I can't say it looks good for the likelihood of Gwen's survival, assuming she was with you.
Damn. Kicks a small rock. That is unfortunate. No, I am still thankful to be alive, and I will live and fight for her. Puts a hand on his chest and looks to the ceiling, and there's a lamp. Ow.
My superior darkfish.
As you know, I'm Drow, you see. My superior darkfish.
Yeah. Mother, why? I'm a drow, of course. Why?
Why? I am Brisbane Erden, of course. Why?
Of course.
All right, Briz, why don't you follow me? I'll take you to somewhere you can just rest in bed for a little while.
Much appreciated. I do owe you much, though I do not know what I have on me. Actually, this will be a funny roll.
What dice is Will rolling?
That's a little higher than I thought. I do have 7,486 gold. If that would be fair enough compensation for saving a man's life.
I think you should wait until we establish how much time has passed, because we don't know.
Maze, that might be old money. Holy shit!
Hold on, a brains check. This might be old money.
With that high of a roll, you know what? It's funny. Let's roll for how long this dude has been.
Old funny.
Oh fuck!
No!
That's also
right?
a lot high. No, not decades. If that was decades, this guy's like, I have been here.
I said days, but I assume it's years, right?
If that were decades, this guy would be speaking in thous and thuses and shit.
Yeah.
Damn, Melody Meadows was still around?
Oh yeah, Melody Meadows. Remember, like 400 years ago.
Oh yeah, all right.
You know, they're like Melody Meadows might have like changed over time. You know what? I think it makes more sense to say days. This dude's been here for fucking months.
Half a year. Okay. When you rolled, I assumed it was supposed to be years, and days was a joke. But that's good for this guy. That's the difference between, oh, that's inconvenient, and everyone you know is dead except for other elves.
Yeah, Maze looks at the money. All right, recent money. All right, cool. You're not too far out of time.
Even so, we should probably. Why don't we? Is there anyone we can ask after in town who knows you personally? We should establish what your life situation is looking like, because you might need that money.
Oh yeah, no, your house might have been foreclosed on.
It's fine. I also did the math. I'm assuming you have a fourth friend, and if I keep $86, you can divide it $18.50 apiece. Should that interest you? And I could use a little travel money.
If you insist, we won't turn you down.
I'd appreciate that.
Since you did the math and all.
Yes, I'm pretty good at it. I am brizzed.
Yes, we remember.
Good. Honestly, it's also for me. He like wanders around.
Yeah,
Wow.
you don't need to concern yourself with anything else in here.
Just Nash. Wow.
This is
Well, it was like, all right, if somebody wakes up and sees a huge knoll lumbering over them, they might immediately start having a panic attack. So I'm just gonna chill out in the back for most of this.
Here, I'll show you the way. I suggest you don't wander around too much, because you are in, for the record, a spooky secret undead evil laboratory, but believe it or not, that has absolutely nothing to do with your own circumstances. It's entirely coincidental.
Why would you put a lab here? Maria, like, wrong, because it's not her fault anymore.
It wasn't their idea, nor ours.
Fascinating.
We're squatters here at the moment.
As am I, friend.
Well, why don't we squat our way to bed, Britst?
I would appreciate that.
Watch out for the acid and the bone pile.
Gods.
Anyway, Tia will take him to bed.
You passed.
Addis wakes up and she looks over. Who is that?
I'm
You
brave.
passed through the kitchen. I'm sorry. Who the fuck is this?
I am Brist Board, and have you seen my Jaguar Jaguin?
Oh my god, Dia, did you make a homunculus with the leftovers? What the fuck?
We'll talk about it in a second.
Cool.
Yeah, here,
Good deed done.
Yeah, we did another good deed.
Brist makes his way to the door and looks to you all. Hopefully this time I awake on my own. Thank you, friend. And he hands you your cut of 1850 gold and walks inside and immediately face plants.
Oh, poor guy.
You know what? Let's roll for what level ranger he is.
Yo,
yeah.
yo.
Is he
Oh my god!
He's higher level than us!
That's the real Brisbane.
He's higher level than us!
This retroactively makes the fact that he had a total +2 fortitude save very funny.
He's
The amethyst
points in
sapped it out of him.
Brist Bowerden, the level 12 ranger with 1 con.
He wasn't eating well
It's all
before
in-
he was petrified, you know?
It's all in Dex, baby.
After she tucks him in, Dia's going to write a little note and set it at the foot of Addis's bed, and the note reads, "Hey, chance for you to make your first friend, smiley face."
Dude, he can have a little
seems very nice.
bodyguard.
Oh my
They're
god,
both
the
friends.
adventures of Brisbane.
So here's a friendly reminder: the save against being turned to amethyst is a con save.
Yeah.
So
It makes
it's
perfect
all
sense.
adding up.
Yeah, no, this all tracks.
Well, he's a ranger, of course it does.
I love maybe he's like micro-dosing on poisons to try to become immune, not realizing it doesn't work, and so he's just been poisoning himself non-stop for years.
Brown lifestyle.
Drow lifestyle.
Just little
Garen-
things.
Garen looks over. You seem nice.
He was very cordial.
Yeah, he's a little strange in both manner and
Where
stat
did you
spread.
find him?
He's
What?
That's the amethyst guy. Our amethyst friend that we put in the bag.
Huh?
Oh.
Oh, the stuff, it worked?
It worked. Oh, barely, but we got there.
Wow.
Anyway, he's in a pretty bad way, but he'll live. So yeah, no, just I don't know. You know, when you're making food, if you can make one extra, thumbs up.
Poor guy. Shit.
And
All
pour
right.
one out for his dead panther.
Jaguar.
Oh yeah, jaguar, sorry.
Has to be distinct.
It has to be different. And if Wizards of the Coast comes after me, they can go fuck themselves. Unless
That's-
their lawyers are really
Now,
good.
there would have been more egregious ripoffs in other places.
God, yeah, Drizzt is probably the single most ripped off character in fantasy fiction. I think we're probably okay.
And besides, this is Brizzed.
Yeah, no, besides, parody is protected speech.
Also, chat does bring up a very important reminder. You haven't found the Pie Association member.
No.
It wouldn't be. He was only born today.
Let
It's a
me.
Drizzt joke. He's not.
Do I roll a recollection check to see if he looked familiar?
Yeah. I guess
What
that
the
would
fuck
be.
is that? Wisdom?
It would be intelligence to
that
remember
would
things.
that would be funny, Will, but I'm gonna be honest. I've been fervently hoping for it to turn out that Maria is the Pie Association member.
Maybe. Who knows?
Even though that would make very little sense, but it would be awesome.
The problem is that, like, Maria hasn't been conscious.
Yeah,
so
no,
it would
right?
have been
So, like-
Parthena.
Parthena, before we kill you,
Quick question.
Do you have a card for us?
Do
Maybe.
you actually want me to roll something here, gang?
Yeah, roll your intelligence. See if Brisbo Erden's name rings a bell.
I think in my mind what it is that this guy is like misremembering who he is and thinks he's a character from a book series and is like, yeah, that's me, right? Right?
okay, but
It's
he's
just
a level
fucking
12
brain
ranger.
damage.
He's not.
Yeah!
He was
Yeah.
only
He really
just
is a level 12
he was
ranger.
only just conceived, so he's belated blueberry.
Oh, we've already got a blueberry. Okay, so
well, we have a
it-
boysenberry, right?
Ooh,
You have a boysenberry, and you did learn that there was another. Oh, maybe no, you did. Yeah. Maverick, who was the previous weaver, was beloved blueberry.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember he was Blueberry. Fair enough.
Name doesn't immediately ring a bell. Like maybe there have been some high-flying adventures regarding Brizzed Board, and but you don't recall him being a part of the Pie Association.
Okay.
Then we'll stop humoring that thought.
He continues to mix his sauce or whatever the fuck.
This is nice.
This is nice. I'm enjoying it. Oh, have you come to sample the wares?
No, I'm literally just here to sit down. So, keep in mind, I have been, at any moment when we haven't been actively fighting for our lives, I have been bending all of my mental energies towards trying to solve this seemingly unsolvable ontological problem, and now I have solved it, and now I am gonna take a fucking break. I'm not even gonna read. I don't even want to read a book right now. That's the level I'm at.
Just sit around and exist?
I'm gonna kick back.
Sounds good.
I mean, if you want to, Sam, if you want to kick me some samplers, I'm not gonna turn them down. But I'm just happy to sit in a chair and do nothing for a little while.
Well, nothing's ready yet, so...
That's perfectly alright.
I can feed you raw carrots like a horse.
I'll try a raw carrot.
I've never had a raw carrot.
What's it like?
I mean, I haven't had one since... God, probably since Hazel Hill. I don't think I remember what they're like.
They're pretty good.
And we'll fork one over.
He reaches over.
Well, hang on. Are you actually gonna feed me like a horse? Are you gonna stick it in my craw here? Come on, it'll be funny.
Open your mouth. He gives her the carrot.
Crunch, crunch. Wow, that's awful.
Andrew leans over.
He's gonna smack her with the other end of it. With like the little tassels of the leaves. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, oh man, it tastes like almost nothing, but what little is there is not super pleasant.
He's gonna reach over and like hold like your jaw and inspect your face around like the platinum area. What? No, that did something to you. This does not taste like nothing. Here, Garen, try this.
Comes
Please?
over. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I don't know if Garen likes carrots or not.
You fucking better.
His name's only 2 letters away from carrot.
You know what? In that case, he chomps, goes, "Oh, it's nice."
Yeah,
Obviously,
see, it's not bland. It's like a little bit sweet.
Obviously, I would prefer it to be cooked, but raw is fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate you giving me the experience, but no, the memories are flooding back. I'm pretty sure I was not good at eating my carrots when I was young.
Just not a carrot girl, I see.
I guess I'm not a horse girl after all.
Andrin frowns.
Andrin will remember that. I forgot that part of canon.
It's so funny because I don't think she's ever been on screen with a horse.
No.
Also, she just agreed with me that she doesn't like raw carrots, so where does that leave her?
Because they're for the horses?
You would know, if you knew anything about taking care of horses, you would know you don't eat the carrots yourself, they are for them.
Duh. Also, save my life?
I'm working on it, girly!
But yeah. Is there anything else that happens here or the rest of today, or do we just jump to tomorrow for surgery.
I mean, I'm sure we could kill more time, but there's nothing else I think of particularly.
We had her brief weird amethyst guy stink already.
There's gotta be.
It sounds weird. I think Red Path actually wants to have a conversation with Maria.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where
while
would you like
while the cooking is like on low and everything is just like getting squared away, he just wants to have a quick conversation with her.
Where do you wanna? So you want her to just be in here with you?
I think he will try and catch her when she's not around people.
Okay. Where would that be?
Yeah, you can catch her in the angst hallway.
Yeah,
Sure.
you can catch her in the angst hallway again. That way she's like, oh, this again. Here, I'll move you up there to the angst hallway. What kind of tone and vibe are we looking for here?
I guess I'm fine with this here, but depending on how she takes it, because, you know, she's saucy, I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, no, she was, like, kind of exploring the rooms and whatnot. She was kind of examining this, like, blown-off door, and then you caught her and she spins around. Thank you again for, the meal earlier today. It was very nice.
Oh, you do know how to be kind.
Tosses hair and looks away. Is there more to this?
Yes, actually. Directly more, building off of that. I'm a bastard. I guess literally too, I would imagine. I am not a great person, and I imagine, people aren't gonna like you very much in this world. I'm gonna come out of the gate swinging with this because I don't know how to be subtle about it. I'm sorry.
Kind of like turns and looks at you.
I'm not really here to scold you. I would say I would consider this sage advice from someone who people don't usually like. Are you open to that, or do you want me to just fuck off? Because I can.
Something tells me if I told you to fuck off, I wouldn't get to enjoy the desserts you've been crafting.
Oh no, I would let you have food, but I would be left with the satisfaction that you'll never get to know what I have to say to you, so...
That is a
Shitty
good
little
way to
smile.
phrase it. That's a good way to phrase it. She crosses her arms and leans against the wall. She does her best to give an air of like, whatever, but you can tell
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to know what you're gonna say to me so I can have ammo to be a bitch.
So I know you've been, kind of indisposed for quite a while, and you're very, very mad and confused and upset about a lot of things. And you do have the right to be, but, I didn't really set this up in my mind, so this might meander a bit, and I apologize for that, but, despite me being a bit of a bastard, I do try to be the nicest that I can, and do good things for people, and, that's why, you know, I make the food, I put the bandages on people. And I know that you have the ability to do something very similar to that. You can make people's lives very, very good, very quickly. Do you imagine that you're actually going to follow through with that?
I don't see why I wouldn't.
That's a good answer. You absolutely don't need to, though.
Kind of is a little surprised by that.
You're not really beholden to doing the right thing. I would say it's a better way to live because you'll have a better life in exchange, but I think you should just be aware that in the 400 odd years that you've been having your little nap, the world has become probably quite different. And I would like to think that the world has actually become very kind while you've been sleeping. People are different now. I got that impression from the way that your father acts because he's a bit of a fucking idiot. And your sister, she's spineless because she doesn't expect people to be kind to her in turn. But the world is a kinder place now. People are more willing to go out of their way to help others. And I think if you would want to survive in this world and not have people like us at your door with pitchforks, then you would follow suit. That's my suggestion.
She really noodles on that a fair amount. Like, calling out her dad and saying that he's stupid, honestly, is like, huh, I knew it all along. But also being like, hey, a lot of people have been really mean to Marjorie, and that's like a thing that clicks with like, yeah, I guess I could try to be a little nicer. I don't know. I'll kind of noodle on that. But it's like the first time an outsider has directly gone up to her and been like, you're not being a nice person.
I appreciate you even listening this far. I know plenty of people who would have just been like, oh, whatever, and walked away halfway through me speaking. But, all that being said, you don't need to start with them. If you need a few weeks, months, years, I mean, you're all gonna live for fucking ever at this point, to figure shit out and not be pissed off and be able to be in the same room as them. You don't... You know, the whole blood is thicker than water kind of bullshit. These days, that really doesn't matter. If you want to go and find your own new family, people who do like you for you, that's more than likely to probably be a better choice for you. But, you know.
You've given me a fair amount to consider, and you've been out in the world far more than me, or at least this new world. So, there's likely some merit to what you're saying. I do agree. I think I do need some space from my family for a bit, even though technically I have had a lot of space already. I just didn't feel it. Not yet.
Absence creates fondness.
There is a small smirk. Possibly. We'll see how much time it takes for that to happen, though.
I should also say, if you pass through Sweetstone, probably cover your head. Bring an umbrella. There might be, you might have rocks thrown at your head.
Then I simply won't visit.
That might change given time.
Then I shall give them time. Besides, if there are other parts of this country that will actually welcome me with open arms, it makes more sense to start there, considering I don't feel like taking the hate for something that wasn't my control.
I understand. It was just my fair warning.
And it is duly noted. Anything else?
Oh. He pulls out an apple.
Cocks an eyebrow.
Now, I know you're not supposed to have dessert before dinner. But, I wonder how many times I'm gonna get to play this card. This is literally the fruits of your mother's labor.
She kind of pauses and stares at it. So she did get it working.
To an extent.
There were flaws.
There were flaws, yes, and... Parthena did have involvement in getting it working, but we found the more ethical way for this method to exist moving forward.
She very gently takes the apple and just kind of examines it. And she takes a bite. And just kind of stares at it for a while. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually quite good. Thank you for that.
Keep the seeds. Maybe plant one.
I'll do that on my travels.
Maria
Internal fist pump.
Appleseed.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Well then, I have a cake to check on, so goodbye.
She just nods and continues looking at the apple.
You know, I was gonna
Fuck, man,
go
how
back.
long is
to
all this
the
gonna be in here?
I was gonna go back to the old well of, apple and good doctor jokes, apple a day, doctor away kind of stuff. But then I realized, does Maria even? She would never have even heard the term "the good doctor," right? They didn't. She would have been asleep by the time they got that far.
So the only reason that they would know about the term good doctor is that when Agitus reached out to them one last time as they were leaving the Elysioti estate, or what was essentially the Parthena estate at the time, he said, see you around, and don't worry, you've got a good doctor with you, implying the mother.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the term initially comes from, is that they are referencing back to Meredith.
But only
even...
Marjorie would know they'd been using it as an alias, right?
Correct. Maria doesn't know that detail quite yet, because I don't think they've had a time to sit down and be like, so, hey, what the fuck happened? It's like, oh my god, girl, it's so bad.
It's fucking awful.
But, yeah. Now what?
I've thought of another conversation that can fill some more time.
Sure. Where to? With who?
I can strike up a chat with Marjorie, because I thought about something that I don't think I've badgered her about.
Yeah, I'll say Maria's still like out of the room, and you're able to find Marjorie pretty quick. She's found like a lot of other notebooks, and it's just kind of like sifting through them, and you see that there's a couple of piles. There's like two main piles you see that she's been gathering.
What you got there?
Well, I am running through the notes of, well, some that my mother must have been taken from her, and some from Parthena, and I'm making two piles, one that will benefit mankind, and other that is war crimes that I'm going to burn. So, as you can see, she pats the one pile. War crimes is winning, unfortunately, but that just means we'll have a pretty outstanding fire later on.
Yeah, Maze picks up one from the war crimes pile and just like skims. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I'd say that the first one you find is like a crossbow where its design is that it makes an impact in something and then uses a small teleportation spell to return back to the weapon, but taking chunks with it. Yeah, no, there's some, honestly, from a magical standpoint, remarkably impressive. Like, genuinely an incredible design that it only needs one round of ammunition to be continually fired. However, does it need to do that? Really? I'm sorry, what can I do for you? She, like, sets the books aside.
Well, I was wondering about something. You and your sister were, or I suppose she wasn't your sister at the time. You and waves his hand in a vague gesture.
Right.
Unlikable bitch.
War criminal, yes. She gestures to the pile again.
You two were in charge of a pretty substantial armed force together. I know she was more in charge than you, but I imagine you had your fair share of responsibilities.
She nods. Yeah, over time I had less and less responsibilities for the more, I guess, involved parts of it, just because it was, now it's obvious she was genuinely trying to muscle me out and do something entirely different from the initial plan. So, hey, you know, there's that. Doesn't change the fact that I helped.
Of course. I bring it up because I've had a lot of brushes with people of authority, people in power, and people in positions of leadership, and everyone seems to have a slightly different stance on it, and I'm still trying to figure out what makes a proper leader at this point.
Marjorie really thinks about that. If there's one thing I've learned, whoever wants to be leader the most is usually the worst at it. And she just shrugs. That's just my personal opinion.
I'll try not to want it that badly then.
Oh, you're intrigued at the proposition of guiding an organization, perhaps? Oh, is this by chance for the Ebon Award?
Could very well be.
Hmm.
The leadership has been sort of a problem for a while, and I do think that I could maybe be able to step in and fix it. I have a generally unique perspective in that I am first and foremost a field operative. I know how a lot of the gears are thinking.
I see. So you're looking at the possibility of gaining that position through the fact of being more logical rather than acting on emotion? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think that would be something that I'd offer. A bit of emotional detachment doesn't hurt in leadership, but having a bit of empathy for the people going around actually doing all of the grunt work also would probably go a ways too.
Makes sense. I don't know a whole lot about you. I can tell you've definitely improved when it comes to talking to individuals about their feelings, as you seem actually interested rather than a means to an end, which is what some people do. So you've got that going for you.
Maze nods. That was very much how I used to do it, yeah.
She shrugs. Well, it means you've grown, which is good. I very much was similar. I'm still working on getting a spine. She kind of like taps her hands on the table a couple of times.
I'm amazed you didn't have a bit more confidence. You were, at one point, leading an undead army, after all.
She nods. I think it was because no one knew me.
Ah.
You know? Once people get to know you, it becomes harder to create a presence that you would prefer. I mean, take for example, up to the Elysiote Mansion, I had what I thought were all the cards, and I could, I don't know, berate you. I could verbally one-up all of you, but then the moment you know that I miss my mom and I cry, that persona becomes very hard to follow up with.
Sure. But, like, look at our dumb collective. I'm sure you thought of us as a thorn in your side, and since you've gotten to know us, we're not exactly hyper-capable. We're a bunch of jag-offs who tend to make mountains out of molehills over really inconsequential problems. Well, we still
You
get
look
results.
over and Nash is leaning against the wall, knitting a blanket.
You would think knowing all about us would ruin the mystique too, but it doesn't actually change how much shit we get done.
She nods. You are clowns. But
No, she says you are clowns, and Maze does a big showy gesture, and the world is our circus.
this is true. But only good clowns actually make people laugh, which does make the world a little better. Sure, other clowns are terrifying and awful creatures.
Are you afraid of clowns?
No.
In retrospect, if we'd really wanted to seize this continent by force, we should have raised an army of clowns, not undead.
You can sense motive her
I don't think I have to.
Fair enough. But
Bro, she used to look out her window at night and, like, stare over at the theater and hear the clowns, and she got told that they would take her if she was bad.
yeah. I mean, honestly, she had to go through the Wandering Woods multiple times as a kid, like, to go back to the mansion. So she probably did encounter the theater once or twice. It was like, this is awful. And then like, hello, I'm next bit. And she's like, ah!
Improv!
Her with her little lunchbox.
Yeah.
That would be great. Someone who has a phobia not of clowns, but specifically improv comedians.
And she kind of looks back. All that being said, though, sure, you sometimes take things not nearly as seriously as you probably should, but I think that can be a strength through your bizarre crowd. You get into these life or death situations, and because you make a mockery of it, one, it throws off the game of whoever you're against. I'll just be perfectly frank about that.
Oh yeah, no, Masquerade was totally mixed.
Marjorie like rolls her eyes. I never had to like work with him directly. God, I'm glad he's dead. Anyways, but as I was saying,
yeah, me too. Good job on that, Nash.
I'd do it again.
I love Nash just knitting this beautiful little blanket and like not even looking away. I'll kill him again.
It's a birthday gift for Addis.
Oh.
Because you always need a blanket wherever you go.
Of course.
That's like,
And also, it's easy to do fast. You don't have to make armholes and shit.
that's fair. That's genuinely very cute. I like that a lot.
But also, in the middle of him making the soft blanket for
Like, yeah, I'll kill him.
Yeah, I'd do it again. Round 2, baby.
Round 3.
Round 3.
Marjorie turns. But I think because you all treat things so lackadaisically, it oddly makes you more responsive to a situation. You don't think, you just do. Which is beneficial sometimes.
Yeah, our improv skills aren't half bad. Thank goodness for that, too. Shit hits the fan really quickly with us.
She nods. I haven't been with you for very long, but yes, it does. However, she puts a finger up. You have done some pretty remarkable things. Obviously, Attis is a marvel, to say the least. An individual who, based on the bits I'd gathered, likely didn't deserve redemption, which I'm a little more than familiar with.
As am I.
She shrugs. Given an opportunity they have dreamed of since might as well have been an eternity. And then you save Brizzed, just some guy. Like, you didn't need to do that. You just didn't. And you did.
Well, he had the means. Would have been wrong not to.
She stops, and you notice that, like, on the desk is the little bell. And she looks at that and nods. I suppose you're right. It does seem remarkably selfish to have the capability to help and choose not to. Obviously, it's unacceptable to demand that you solve all of the problems, but if it's in the path, why not?
I sure would like to solve all of the problems. And last time I thought about that, though, I got lectured.
Oh?
Yeah, no, the Weaver had some words about what that does to a person.
Yes. Yeah, he'll do that.
I think we're talking about different Weavers.
She looks up. Is it not Maverick anymore?
No, we got replaced.
That's a shame. He's very polite.
You know, the new one's polite too. You'd love her.
Got this material and tools from her. Very nice.
Very nice.
Oh.
Very kind.
Marjorie actually, like, her eyes widen. Wait, the Weaver gave that to you?
She liked me.
Oh my god, Nash.
I know we say this all the time. I fucking love this dog.
Look, the Weaver looked at this dog who's like doing a million things with the shortest lifespan ever and was like, "You're a funky little guy. Yeah, here you go." Literally
Marjorie,
everybody points at Nash and goes, "You're a funky little guy."
I like you. Marjorie nods. Huh. Well, that's... You must be extremely skilled then, Nash, because gaining a boon like that from the Weaver is not common.
I think, all of us have done a lot of not common things.
That's true.
She looks back over at the operating table that essentially created a second life. Yeah, yup, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll have to unpack the implications of that at some point, but...
Well, we can always ask her.
Sometimes we do so many things I don't know what is common or not, and barely can speak common.
A genuine chuckle out of Marjorie.
Bro, he's making puns! This is
Let's
next level!
Go!
I mean, I know I've said it already, Nash, but there's no doubt in my mind that you're already the most extraordinary Knoll that's ever lived.
I just think you're one of the most extraordinary people that's ever lived. Still
There's a
knitting.
little bashful look away, but also is holding the knitting tool still because I gotta finish this. We're gonna be out of here by tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, Nash is the most incredible person ever.
That's true.
Good.
While I'm actually thinking about it, Maze fishes around in his bag for one of the many tchotchkes he's picked up, and pulls out what I have listed as Agitus's special boy mask smiley face.
Oh!
And puts it on the table. It's kind of just an object to me, but I'm pretty sure you and your sister have a bit more sentimental value for this.
She freezes, looking down at it, and so gingerly picks it up and looks at it. Where did you find this?
We found it in the mansion.
She very delicately just kind of hugs it and looks up to you. Thank you. I think this will mean a lot to Maria as well. Agitus was extremely important to our family, but even more so to Maria.
No, I had gathered that much. It's kind of why I think it would be better if you gave it to her.
She nods. Well, I feel bad re-gifting a gift so quickly. But I won't lie, I really need the points.
Of course.
Thank you, Mace. This means a lot.
Don't mention it. It's the right thing to do.
We've kind of been a little forced to walk through your guys' life a lot more, so...
Yeah, sorry about that.
I mean, it's been a bit of a mess, I'll admit. But it brought us all together, so that was some good.
I mean, I never thought I'd see my dad again.
I would imagine not.
No, well, I also didn't know he was a house. that was a very strange revelation to receive.
It'd be a weird one to put on the bingo card, yeah.
It wasn't, believe it or not my top 10 guesses. It just wasn't. But all the same. And it's because of you and your weird little circus that I'm trying to fix that relationship. I think it's gonna be a while. But it's a start.
Of course. I don't think I would blame you if you never really got truly over it. I don't think I would.
She nods. Well, I think she holds up the mask. I think I need to share this with someone. If you'd like, I was going to take a lot of pleasure in it. She gestures to the taller pile. If you wanted to burn that or whatever, you're more than welcome to. You're also welcome to read through them, though I would request that you don't memorize any of it. Because one, I don't want that shit in the real world, and two, it might haunt you for a while.
Nah, man, I know information hazards. I want nothing to do with it.
Good
All I
man.
remember of last one was I got really mad about it.
Yeah, they'll make you mad. She just walks out.
Now, that said, I won't rob her of the satisfaction of seeing it burned either. Think I'll just sort through and make sure that no more evil is left in these papers.
Might have missed a little evil at end of paper, like, oh, everything okay until the last line.
Between the
Exactly.
margins. Evil between the margins. Good idea for a book title.
Yeah. Alrighty. And with that, I feel like probably jumps to the next day, yeah?
Yeah, I think we've wasted enough time now.
Very well. So,
Let's defile God.
For the second time this week.
let's get everybody up in here. It's the first time you've seen Astrofel in like almost 16 hours.
Yeah, well,
He
he's
just like
back.
he like borderline walks in with a coffee, like, hello.
Dude, he comes in and his hair is dyed purple. He's like, sup? What the fuck are you doing? I felt like a change.
Just trying some new things. Do you dislike it? Happy
My
Pride
opinion
Month.
doesn't matter.
He could just make his hair purple if he really wanted to. He could just do
Yeah,
it.
he can just do that. Okay. Hold on. I need to roll an important check before we start.
Oh,
Oh, yes, of course.
This is a raw charisma check from Addis meeting Brizzed for the first time.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
No!
No! I saw the 17!
It was almost the 17!
So, I'm not going to do a full scene. More or less, Addis acts like a small dog when a new person enters the building. And is so excited about meeting a new person that Briz is like, what's wrong with you? And he's just like, have you seen my Jaguar? And she's like, what? What's a Jaguar?
Oh, hold on, he's a ranger. Maybe he's charmed by someone acting like a dog.
You know what?
And a 12th level character. He's had to see some shit. To get the 12th level...
Fine. Does everyone want me to tell you what? I will roll again, but at a -2.
Yeah.
Because it's a bad first impression.
Nope.
Don't
Better,
worry.
but still not good.
You've got time, my boy.
And so, Addis's
See-
first interaction with new people is not great.
Save your high rolls for people who are real character BPAs.
On the positive side, Addis has eaten 2 really bad first rolls for this surgery. So, Andrin, like, nervously walks up to the table. Okay, so I just, hop on?
Yeah, for the most part. It's not gonna go one-to-one like how, Addis's situation did. Because, well, as you know, we've already done a bit of tinkering, so we're gonna have to... I think in a way, we're gonna have to re-implement that, and... Really, it's just the same thing, just an extra step in between, so yeah. How are you feeling?
Nervous, but excited, scared. There's a lot going on in this tummy right now.
Yeah. Tell me, did you ask for, like, any cool upgrades or anything? Were you allowed to do that?
I don't know how much I want to talk about that. Garen,
No,
like,
I meant, like, did you want, like, I don't know, like, fuller hair or, like, bluer eyes? I don't know. I'm not being weird.
I mean, I've asked for stuff. I don't need to get into this. I just Garen like
mostly-
looks back at Astrophel and he's like,
I
I'm
tell
not.
you, speaking as a weirdo, there's no faster way to show those true colors than to insist you're not being weird.
So hey, we should probably get cracking.
Okay.
And
all right,
climbs on.
fine.
And Garen like looks back at Astrophel. He's like, that is patient and doctor confidentiality.
The one
I'm
you'll say
mostly
this.
just worried because, like, I don't know if we're gonna look over and your new body is gonna be green, and we're gonna be like, oh, I don't know if that's normal. Did we do something wrong?
No,
That's more
nothing.
so what I meant.
It'll. You're not even gonna notice. It's like it's the same.
Okay.
You can say this for Queen Lancaster. HIPAA was a great piece of policy.
So as a quick reminder for me, what exactly is going to get fixed with going through all of this with Andrin?
So the biggest thing here is Anjin will get a mortal body, and when that body dies, she will not be damned to the abyss.
That's nice.
That's really the biggest thing here. Not only that, because the other thought that you guys had was like, well, why don't we just copy her memories and like spore up the body? And it was like, well, if we do that, she's literally a replicant.
And
that's
that's worse, yeah.
yeah.
I'm just trying to reckon, like, would this fix her energy alignment, and would this unshackle our souls? I imagine the answer is no on both of those things.
So, it would fix the energy alignment because the mortal body that Astrophel has created will be mortal. So positive energy will once again fix her. And honestly, she'll become a regular paladin again, which is the other big change that happens here. As for the angering and untethering of souls, like for the Revenant part, that's a little up in the air because this has never been done before.
So what we're going to need to do to temporarily basically suppress that is once she gets put in this new body, we're going to keep her under, but we're probably going to need to basically scribe the runes of suppression and like the spores that we have in this current body we're looking at and put it into the new one, just so that the lock is on there. So we have done that procedure before, and we do know how to do that.
Yeah, just in case of, oh well, if this doesn't unfuck her anger and being a revenant part of it to kill Maze and kill herself, then, you know, we gotta put that in place.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, maybe to help with that, I will cast Joyful Rapture on her, because Dia didn't exactly need like negative emotion suppression or anything. It was just like, you know, to make you less nervous. But with Andrin, we might actually need that. So if she becomes, I'm gonna specifically target her with it, but anybody else who wants that can have it. It will basically free for her from any negative harmful emotional effects and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so if she's having trouble like basically keeping her chill and staying in control, that's what that's for.
I'm still not going to push it personally. I think I probably shouldn't be anywhere near here.
Yeah, you shouldn't be here. You
Don't
should
be in the room.
at the entrance.
I think Astrophel kind of actually, you know what? I feel like Marjorie and Maria are like, we don't need to be crowding this. And Marjorie turns to Astrophel and is like, Are you willing to... He puts his hand up. I'm the only one that can remedy the body if there's any damage anyways. So why don't you provide me some company, and more importantly, possible security? The twins look at one another, nod, and walk out to just kind of provide conversation and defense if needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like after dinner, Redpath took Blackthorn aside and basically sat down and explained all of the different steps that him and Duchess did with the reinscribing the runes and stuff, and is basically going to have him study them so he knows exactly where to put them on the new body.
Yeah, and so like that's actually the thing is that for like the emotional suppression of like direct anger and whatnot, Astrofel is able to just do that on the bones as he is like manipulating the body.
Yes. Yeah.
So so I saw some people in chat being like, "This is fucked up. Isn't that going to hurt?" And it's like, not really, because it'll have happened
if you
well
do it before she gets in the body.
Yeah, and also Astrofel can like numb certain aspects of the body, so it's like you just anything that happens around here, don't worry about it. That just doesn't happen. The spores are one thing that Garen is hesitant about because he doesn't like the idea of doing more mind fuckery. So he's like, if we can avoid that, great. And Andrin also is like really scared about that. Like she like trusts you guys, but it's still really scary to be like, hey, put thing in my brain that could rewire my entire personality.
Okay. If that's the case, then we could go forward with this, and then if she wakes up and she is in Hulk mode, we just slam the breather on her with blank spores.
Yeah, I'm kind of playing guard at the door just in case to be another, like, a brick in the wall.
It's your show, Redpath. Just
Nash.
let me know what you need me to do, if anything.
Okay, I will also have cast Sessile Spirit on her as well to help reorient the soul on its way between them. So, boop, 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 boop. Gonna link that here again, just in case. And I will also, just in case, I will put Life Bubble on myself and everybody who's not her, so if there is an accident with spores, then we don't get fucked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to see if there's anything else. I will pop that See Beyond on as well. Same as I did with Dia.
What does See Beyond do?
And See Beyond was the one where I can basically see the ethereal plane, so where the soul is during the interim.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
And
if I need to... Sorry, what?
And you've cast that now?
He would have cast that in the morning.
Okay. So, if that is the case...
Oh, God, who do I...
There is a figure standing very close by.
What the fuck?
That watches over very carefully.
He is going to look over. And he's going to think. He's not going to say it out loud. Oh, hello again. You're here to ensure the operation goes smoothly.
The head slowly turns to look at you, and I can actually give you a full body of this individual.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh, mama!
Radiating this spiritual energy, and you also notice that her hands are actually this glowing kind of green that is translucent to reveal the bones beneath. And she slowly turns to look at you and goes, I am remarkably impressed with what you and your comrades have accomplished here. As she walks, she drags a hand along Andrin's like face, and you can see because the ethereal thing, like even her making contact is like pushing the soul, and you see that Andron like shivers on the table.
Redpath will reach over for Andron's hand with his nice, warm, toasty hands again.
Yeah, you take her hand, and Andron's like, sorry, I just,
It's okay.
Okay. And she takes a deep breath and starts to calm down a bit. This individual fully turns to you, and you see kind of this glowing smile. How confident are you in this process?
As confident as I can be.
She turns back to Andron. Have you solidified a way to remove the link between her and her killer?
I think, on a wider scale, that would be up to you. But I think in terms of what humans and humanity can do, the only thing that could sever that would be forgiveness. And they both know full well how much we've been working towards that.
The woman nods. Were it so easy to follow. Unfortunately, Ladum has already given her the blessing of returning once. And so that desire for revenge is very palpable within the soul. So, traveler of a dear, dear niece of mine, I make you an offer. I cannot interfere with you mortals. But when they're lost in between life and death, well, that's not really impacting humanity now, is it? I will remove the tether between those two. But you need to promise me that you will destroy everything regarding this process and the notes of how you've done it. I cannot allow greedier and more ambitious people to have such a miraculous discovery.
Done.
That easy? You wouldn't even bargain for more?
If we can figure it out ourselves, then I'm sure kinder people in the future will do it themselves as well. You can't stop humanity, not when we're moving forward.
She smiles. No, and I only mean to slow you down. She walks back up to Andron.
You're not even gonna ask for my soul in return?
She turns. Oh, I would never upset my niece like that. At this point, it's very easy to discern that this is Lissa, goddess of life and death, and she reaches down once again to Andron. Well, Mr. Redpath, because you are so kind and cooperative, I'll give you a bonus. She turns back. No, I genuinely mean that. I really thought I'd have to drive a harder bargain.
You
That's literally
folded
what
like
it
you
is
were
for
buying.
him.
You folded like you were buying your first car.
To him, it's literally that simple. Is that, like, the fact that they could do it and everything was in their way, somebody else is going to be able to do this. People with more resources.
Oh, right. But the thing is everything needed to do this is here. All of the information to replicate it is here. If it's removed now, it means someone else has to start from scratch, and that's
And they
enough.
will.
Yeah.
And they will. And that's enough for him.
Don't forget, if you're removing all knowledge, you've also got to kill your dumb, blonde bitch of a friend.
Yeah. She thinks. There have been many, many revenants, as of recently, courtesy of the twins in the other room. I guess those would be my granddaughters.
He glances back to Astrophel.
I think at this point, like, everyone in the room is like, who are you talking to?
He's not talking to anybody, actually. He's saying this in his head, I think.
Now, in that case, they're like, hey, Red Path, talk to us.
One moment. For the first time in maybe forever, maybe my entire life, I'm talking to God right now. He literally holds up a finger.
They all kind of look at you.
I suppose I'll be open with it. We've been offered a deal. Smooth sailing, but we leave nothing in our wake.
Garen kind of tilts his head and be like, sorry, a god is offering that. And Astrophel immediately steps up and, like, realizing who that clearly is. And Garen kind of turns, if it's to save Andren, and there's no trickery here, I presume.
He looks over at Lissa. I don't think so.
Lissa shakes her head. I've seen family suffer once before. I don't intend to be the cause of it.
Dia?
I don't see... I have no idea who might want to use this knowledge in the future. And as much as I have to acknowledge the fact that I've stood on the shoulders of giants to get this far, a lot of what we figured out was stolen from other people who solved part of the puzzle. We only found that information through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on our part. As much as I feel a sense of obligation to pass on knowledge, I think they can put in the damn work themselves.
Dia says no to student loan forgiveness.
Lissa smirks once again. A very good answer. Now, as for that extra perk I was more than willing to provide, many revenants have already passed on. My mother is, of course, the mother herself. I am more than willing to reach out to her and to discuss the possibility of a lesser punishment for the ones you've already sent. Any after this, she shrugs. I'll have to leave in my mother's hands.
Do we have to come to that decision at the moment?
She thinks for a moment. I mean, I have all the time in the world. And so do their souls, I suppose. So I guess not.
I think the ones who came before might require a bit more deliberation.
I'll look through them. Now then. I'm very curious about how this will all play out. You still need to get the soul to me. That part I cannot interfere with. But once it's loose, I'll handle the rest. So, after you, Doctor.
All right. Jesus.
So, more or less what has happened here is we don't have to worry about the soul aspect nearly as much anymore for that transitioning phase, or the idea of a revenant soul now in a mortal body. Because of Lissa. However, we still need to use the machine to pull the soul out. Lissa wouldn't have done this but she saw how successful Addis was and was like, whoa, I better get involved if they try that shit again.
Hang on!
So, we'll start with a just general heal check to kind of make sure that the body is ready to go for the general, like, prep and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Ooh, he nervy.
Okay.
He nervy.
Yep, you get as much as possible ready to go and set up. Even with that low of a roll, it's like set up, but it's not as ideal as you would prefer.
Mm-hmm.
So, next up, I will need either a I'll take Knowledge Arcana. Spellcraft would be acceptable. Use Magic Device would also work very well here.
Okay. Well, I only got one of those. This is to operate the machine?
Yep, this is to get the machine operating. So, like, also
Hey,
as
Dia,
well.
can you help, please?
And that's the thing, is like, Dia doesn't have to, like, sit out of this. Like, if you wanted Dia to assist with this process, that would be more than acceptable.
No, I said it was on break. You could, Andrin can fucking die.
Okay, cool.
I got what I wanted.
I got what I
Okay,
wanted.
Lissa, she's right here. Just take her now. It's
Yeah,
cool.
take the shot.
Ah!
Ah!
Okay, so here's my my spellcraft. Yeah.
Yeah, no, here, we can, I went, I like, hit up in the box to try to get back to earlier rolls, and it gave me my, Mother, why, Mother, I am, Astral Blackthorn, of course, why?
Why?
Okay, Spellcrafto, let's Spellcraft go.
Okay. Yeah, no. Red Path, you start to get extremely nervous getting things ready, but luckily Dia's able to swoop in and ensure.
Here, you've got the bedside manner, let me handle poking with the machine.
Lissa just kind of does like a very light watching this take place.
Oh, you're fucking it up.
What sucks is because like he's not nervous. He's gonna about the situation. He's literally just like, man, she's watching me. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
it's literally the goddess of life and death, just like, oh, you're gonna use that tool? Okay.
Well, sorry, I don't have bones that can sunder the soul and stitch it back together, bitch.
For some reason, I just envisioned whenever Lissa looks at someone, it's like, do you want to know how long you have to live? And just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Life points above their head, and like the moment someone gets stabbed, doom. And so, can I get another spellcraft, use magic device, or knowledge arcana? And I'll take another heal check as well. This is just again to like make sure our
Let
body
me see
is
if I can
raring to go.
Slap another spell on me. Give me just one sec. What is this one? Come here. You. Oh, is the PSFFF down? Ooh, that's no good.
What are you looking for?
I am looking for Channel Vigor. Let's see.
It's
Yeah.
working for me. Let me find it. +4 competence bonus on knowledge and perception skills. Is that what you're looking for? Oz?
Okay, hang on. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but that would not apply to my who's and what. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna raw dog it. Oh, shit. Okay. For a heal?
Yes. Okay.
No.
The nervousness is setting in. But of course, there's also the channel vigor, which does bump you up a little bit, which is good. And then D, if you wouldn't mind giving me another one of those, essentially the previous roll you did.
Yep. Magic.
Oh! Okay.
Red Path's nervousness is infectious.
Yeah. And so, you see the machine whirs to life, and grabs the soul, and you see as it like flickers and like flashes the room green. Every time the room flashes green, everyone in the room can see the black silhouette of Lissa for just a moment, as it is kind of blurring the line between the ethereal and mortal realm. And the moment the soul is pulled out, you see Lissa very gently reaches out. This will just take a moment, dear. And she grips onto the souls, just like, kind of, again, this kind of amorphous energy as she pulls it in. And you see that at the very core of it is just this little bead of red. There is a light smirk, and she just brushes it away. And she gives the soul a small kiss, and then extends it back into the machine. The rest I leave to you. So, the final round of these checks. Can I get one more heal and one more spellcraft? And hopefully these are a little higher.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm trying to see, is there anything else I can do here?
And of course, actually, like, during this process as it's switching out the souls, Astrafel, who's, like, staring at where the silhouette was for a moment, gently sets down the new body of Andrin, and, like, picks up the Revenant body and is like, I don't really know what to do with this quite yet.
The new body.
I'm gonna
Andrin was lying. She's got a lizard tail now.
Or, actually, well, thinking about it more, actually what would happen is the moment the soul leaves the body, it just instantly turns to ash. It just fades away to dust.
Oh, I bet that. I bet
Oh,
Garen's
Garen, don't
fucking-
look. Garen,
Yeah.
don't look.
Garen, like, actually, I mean, he, like, yells, and Astrafel puts a hand out, like, no, this is a part of the process.
Calm yourself.
It's all a part of the
Part
process. And it, like, Astrafel is actually using a lot of strength to hold him back, and Astrafel, like, leans in. If you want this to succeed, you will trust them. And
Okay.
Garen still just, like, in utter shock.
If you want this
I'm
to
gonna
succeed,
activate part of visualization of the mind, which I would have cast in the morning, to give me +2 on all of my d20 rolls. So
If you want
for
this
the
to
seal,
succeed,
+2.
you must trust
Yeah.
them. Dia and Redpath look to each other. I'm thinking like a 2 and a 3.
Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hammer?
yeah. Let's hit her with a hammer.
All right, I'll roll mine. Oh, I'll wait for this. first.
Ooh, okay.
Okay,
So,
a real
30,
number.
30,
Okay.
44.
Okay. And
It's
here's
good
mine.
now that the scary part.
Ah!
I do have a bit of luck I can
Yeah.
add to that.
I would love to see a bit of luck.
1.
Cool.
Nope.
That's a decent amount of luck.
That's a plausible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the soul re-enters the body, and I will tell you for the final checks, they are DC 30 because it's the most important part. So, the soul re-enters the body, and there is a pause before the body. Am I kind of looks
Still
around.
Andrin, still.
Yeah,
Stay there. Stay down.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And-
You're fine.
Garen like steps forward again and Astrafel again. Stop moving.
Redpath will put out one hand backwards towards Garen.
And Garen stops.
Okay.
Is there anything else for this process you would like to
Yup.
do?
I'm gonna put bit of luck on myself.
Okay.
Yup. Now I'm gonna kill her.
Yup. Finally. Now she's an immortal body.
And now she's unshackled from Maze and is mortal. Time to kill her for real this time.
Okay, so...
Now I can kill Maze with no consequence.
Nash turns around and stabs Maze through the door.
Sorry, got a 10.
Doctor's orders.
the twins look at each other. We never
What the
said
fuck are you
that.
talking about?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it sounds like you've got something.
Well, whatever check you need from me next is, I've got a bit of luck on it, and then so I'm gonna roll that, and then I'll have the +2 still from the charisma bonus.
Honestly, what I need from you next is a diplomacy check to just calm her down, because Andrin's having a small panic attack, quite frankly, because she's
Okay.
back, but you know, the little bits before all this, she was hearing talk of like a god is being involved in some capacity.
Okay. He is going to reach in under his collar, and he's going to pull out Garen's claw on the chain, and he's going to put it in her hands. Hold on to this. Focus on it.
She takes it and holds it very, very tightly. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind giving me that diplomacy check for just a good old-fashioned bedside manner.
Okay. +2 on this, and then if I need my bit of luck. Yeah, I didn't need my bit.
Okay.
This is 26. Roll. There's 1d8. Uh-oh. Is it just the 1d8? Yes.
I think it's just 1d8.
1d8. Okay.
Okay. So, calming her down isn't as high, so what this does is it, like, her breathing slows and she gets more relaxed, but you can definitely tell there's still tension. But most importantly, she is breathing. And I think it's at that point, Lissa just kind of like wanders around examining the device and looks over to you, Redpath, and back over to Dia. And she does actually appear in a more physical capacity. There is essentially there is this like low green fog that fills the room, and then rising out of it, she physically manifests and looks to all of you and gives a small round of applause. And here, I'll give the big version of that too. Absolutely marvelous work. Mortals continue to impress me. I mean, that's why I married one. Well, once upon a time. And she steps to the side. Garen, I think it might be time to reunite with your daughter, perhaps? And Garen, like, very quickly sprints up to, like, check on Andrin. You all right? I think, yeah, I think I'm okay. I don't really know how to check. She, like, grabs a scalpel, and she doesn't, like, go to cut herself, but, like, she cuts some hair. It doesn't come back. It doesn't grow back instantly as it once did, because as a revenant, it would just manifest back to the original form. She immediately hugs her dad and then looks back at you, Redpath. Thank you so much.
He just sits on the ground.
Yeah, fair. And it's at that point as well that Astrophel has, like, locked eyes with Lissa, who slowly walks up. My sweet dear boy. And she extends her hands and, like, doesn't actually make contact with Astrophel, but holds them out as close as she can. I'm so sorry for everything that's happened to you. I never wanted any of this. And Astrophel gently reaches out and she puts out a hand. You can't touch. Even you wouldn't survive. And he very slowly takes it back. So, was there truly nothing you could do for her? Meredith? No. It pained me that I couldn't do anything for you in that position. Had I interfered, well, I would have lost my position of power and things would be far worse than they are already. But this much I can tell you. While Meredith did take part in many foul things, it was never meant to be used in such a dreadful way. I guided her to a very comfortable afterlife, and she's gone through the cycle multiple times. I can't tell you where they are now, but maybe you'll bump into them. Astrofel nods. I see. But you still have plenty of family. Try not to lose them again. And she walks back over. And I presume you will maintain your exchange?
He just looks over at her, doesn't say anything. His eyes are open and it's just blank.
Well, I presume you'll be a good sport about it. Because even... Oh, yes.
I was gonna say, I don't think we'll be pushing our luck in that regard. To be honest, I'm surprised you were as good of a sport as you were about this. I would have thought this might have been one of those things that falls under meddling in, powers ye mortals should not dare kind of territory.
Oh, yes, this absolutely does. It's the reason I've even shown up. As I had mentioned to Redpath, your success with Addis, while admirable, did make me rather concerned, and I wanted to get my foot through the door before you started meddling too much more. So, I again appreciate your cooperation as mortals with very little backlash. It's a refreshing change of pace. The last time I directly spoke with your kind, you were very against the idea and drastic punishments needed to follow. But fortunately, none of that needs to happen, nor could I even deliver on it. At least, not until you die.
Yeah, not in this life. Hee hee hee. Tugs it off.
Dia who wants to never die. Hee hee.
Hee hee. Try it, bitch.
Well, is there anything else that you need from me, or can I go back to my wife?
Redpath?
Just let us live.
That's up to you now, isn't it? She turns back to Astrofel. I'll try to visit, but you understand. I'm very busy, and with conflict rising, all the busier. She gives a polite curtsy. Farewell, mortals. Excellent work. And there is a burst again of that fog as it slowly fades from the room.
Nice lady. Scary lady.
Yeah, Garen's like... You could tell that Garen was like in attack mode, ready to strike.
Good on him. Good on him.
I'm glad that her mist was just green and not acid. I was scared for a second there.
Yeah. But as everything calms down, you see that Astrofel is standing pretty still and just kind of staring where Lissa was, as Andrin and Garen continued to hold one another. And as you walk up Redpath, both of them grab you and pull you into the hug.
Aww.
Andrin's like, I know you don't like physical contact, but like, please.
He's not saying anything. He's just like existing. His his posture of his body is very rigid. It's like he's still got so much adrenaline in him that he's literally just trying to keep himself standing.
Yeah. Garen brings you even closer and just like rests his forehead against yours. I cannot thank you enough. And I hope this helps alleviate some burdens you feel. And reminds you that you are good.
One little reminder that he is... It's always gonna hurt. It's always gonna knot him, even if he's past it, even if he's done this, literally defying God. His body won't forget. Single tear, but it stains his face, because it's gold.
Garen then, like, whispers very quietly to Andrin, do you have any urge to kill Maze Myers? And Andrin shakes her head, laughing. No, I mean, like, I don't know if I like him, because you know I'm feeling like it's so weird. I just feel like clearer. Like, I remember, you know, things as one way, right? And it's really nice. I just don't feel muddled. That's good.
Okay. I don't think you should do what Addis did and get up and start running around immediately. I think you might want to lie down for another little bit.
Okay. Then she just like just like falls back.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll leave you to some privacy.
Yeah, I'll stop being a weirdo, like crouched over behind this whirring machine here. I'm gonna make myself scarce now.
Andrin looks up. Can I please not be under the soul thing? I don't want to be under this thing anymore. That's reasonable. And
Yeah, there are
Garen,
real beds. We're slowly collecting people.
Garen like picks her up and Princess carries her, more or less.
Maybe she'll
Nash
have
sees
better
this
luck.
happening and is gonna be like poking his head out like, the thing is done.
I'm pretty sure we like fucked off.
Oh, you
I
fucked
think,
off,
I think we're
fucked off,
somewhere
okay.
else.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, where you guys are. You're hanging out in here with Brizzed and Addis.
Party in the tiny skull room.
I mean, look, they're free to try and engage with this conversation, but Maze has something on his mind that is not a light topic generally.
Oh, sure.
Maybe Bruce and Addis shouldn't.
They could
They
be at a
don't
further
need the
table.
heavy topic.
They could be at a further table and just like shitty chatting with one another.
Mm-hmm. Because what Maze is talking with these two about is, you know, what's going on in that other room. But I mean, it's amazing what happened with Addis, but if this works with Andrin, it'll be monumental, right? It means that every person who's been ripped into a revenant body can be saved, right?
Maria and Marjorie look to one another, and Marjorie nods. I imagine so, but the process to do so... listen, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it because it's hard. I'm just saying that the amount of time required and effort, and also... she looks to Maria and is about to ask, like, where are the other revenants? And then realizes, oh,
She doesn't know.
she probably doesn't know.
I mean, sure, logistically it would be difficult, but I mean, just think about it. There's so many people who were going to be damned forever due to no fault of their own that can be saved now. Hell, some of them are in that same room.
Maria kind of turns away. Marjorie nods. Yes, I don't know of any immediate solution. And I think Maria actually perks up. One of the processes happening is transferring a soul to an entirely new body created by Astrophel, correct?
Correct.
And most of these revenants are tied to me.
Seems likely.
Well, the easiest option... Marjorie looks over. All that would do is put you in a weaker form and just damn all of them immediately. So we're not doing that. Maria, like, turns away. Just like, whatever, I was going to make a great sacrifice, but also it was easy.
I mean, there's no need for alternative solutions. We have the means. We have the soul remover rejigger, and we have the ability to create bodies on demand.
Nods. Maria also nods. My only concern is with how heavily manipulated some of them were by spores. How much information can we truly get out of them? I mean, we're also hoping that memories are kept within the soul itself. Which I believe they are, and Maria nods. I'm quite certain that's how it works. Both cup their chin and think.
I mean, sure, it would be nice to have them restored with their entire personality intact, but frankly, just being able to free them from a cycle of damnation that they didn't have any say in, I think that makes it worthwhile in and of itself. An afterlife of torment is a pretty ill-fitting punishment for someone who was brought back against their will, don't you think?
Nods. Marjorie thinks about it a bit more. I mean, Des also had an immense amount of research regarding the movement of souls and how they work. Is there a chance that when a soul goes to the abyss that they aren't there forever? Now, I'm not saying, well, doesn't that make it easier? We don't have to worry about it. But if that's the case, I mean, at least then they're not stuck there for eternity. And I imagine she thinks about that. Maybe they aren't. Maria turns. Well, they'd be plucked from the cycle. You can't just keep them out of the cycle forever, right? That seems odd.
I admit it does seem a bit strange, but it's what I've heard. And it seems to be what you're familiar with. That's how it is, isn't it?
They both think about that. Possibly. And not to mention, revenants are associated with Latum, which was a god, big, heavy, like air quotes, boon. So, I don't know. This isn't my expertise. She pinches the bridge of her nose, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, maybe I'm just getting worked up. It's an exciting thought. It's something that's been rooting through my mind a lot. We've had to deal with a lot of undead, with a lot of poor circumstances, and I don't really think that them rotting in the hells for all eternity is a really great fit for that.
They both nod.
Like, at least I earned it.
Maria has a small smirk. Well, if we have the means to help, then we should.
Exactly. This is all a big if, though. If Andrin doesn't come back in one piece, then that'll be unfortunate. In the immediate, but also for the grander implications. And also because it means that you might actually have to protect me.
They nod. Yeah, not looking forward to, if we have to, strike her down, as I imagine Garen would not take too kindly to that.
No, I don't reckon he would.
Probably around this point, Garen walks in with Andrin to, like, drop her off in bed. And both twins immediately take a stance to get ready. And Garen, like, oh, no. It worked. And even better, she has no connection to you, Mace. You're both free.
It worked. It, like, truly worked? You're flesh and blood again?
She's, like, kind of fading in and out because she's just exhausted. And she's like, yeah, I mean, I don't think I like you more, but...
That wasn't an expectation.
I'm just being honest. She shrugs, but I don't hate you. I don't feel a need to kill you or anything of the sort. Honestly, I just want to take a little bit of a sleep. And both twins back up to provide a little more room. And so, yes, we actually made contact with Lissa.
Oh. That seems like a god going out of her way to contact anyone other than the cleric is a bit strange. Probably because it worked.
It is entirely because it worked. And he takes Endrin away. Briz looks over. The vibes are terrible. What has happened?
Addis is not one to be able to explain it or fuck.
Well, friend, like starts elaborating.
It worked.
Both twins are pretty ecstatic and are just like, though curious that a god got involved, and start walking with you.
No, who cares? As long as she wasn't pushing any buttons, it means it's recreatable.
They start making their way through. Yeah, we could probably just like warp you guys to the door here. I'll grab Maze and what chow. Oops, that's the wrong shift button.
So it worked, huh? No hitches?
I can't explain good. Others, say.
Astrofel, still kind of like zoning out a little bit, turns. Yes, though there was an agreement that needed to be made to ensure that you were no longer tethered to Andrin in any capacity, as well as a bonus provided to us. Lissa agreed to remove that tether if we agreed to destroy all knowledge and evidence of this process. The transference of souls and essentially the reanimating of life. A true resurrection, if you will.
I see.
But again, he puts up a hand. This was to remove any concern that Endrin would hunt you down and kill you.
And you signed off on this?
I certainly didn't disagree with it. The matters of life and death must be respected, and while I understand that there have been many individuals damned that did not deserve it, we are limited in what we can do.
This machine and the processes that we've gone through here have the power to fix anything that anyone hates about themselves. It can fix the circumstances of your birth. If you were born a walking, shambling corpse who doesn't have oxygen in their lungs, we could fix it. And you signed off on this.
Puts his hands behind his back. There was one benefit that was also given to us because of the agreement. Because I imagine at this point, Redpath, you have provided some details of the conversation.
Yes.
Astrofel mentions, Lissa has agreed to speak with the Mother of the Abyss to renegotiate what happens to souls that have gone against the cycle. Is this a guarantee? No. But at least those that have been condemned have any prayer at all.
I get why everybody else signed off. But you're fucking gutless.
Is there anything you would like changed about yourself, then?
Piss off.
The extent I offer you an opportunity and you deny it. So be it. Marjorie, walks up and so does Maria to, talk with Astrophel in hushed tones of, possibilities and whatnot, and Astrophel makes it pretty clear. He's like, no. I'm not going to go against my mother. we got lucky, quite frankly. And to spit on that now is not ideal.
Redpath just stands there with his hands on this machine, looking at it and thinking. He looks over to Maze and Dia and Ash. What are they doing?
Nash is just a little bit stepped back a bit because he really didn't. It's like when your parents make some sort of big decision and you just don't get. He doesn't really get what just happened, you know? He does not know the gravity of the situation and the deal that was just made, and seeing Maze get pissed about it is making him go should I have said something? You know, he's being real unsure of the entire situation.
Dia is sweeping up papers and going through stuff in the lab to basically, on the assumption now, based on what has been decided, that most of the stuff in here is probably going to be destroyed, to see what needs to be taken with us for future. And after Maze comes in and is clearly pissed about what has happened, I think she kind of sits down behind the desk here. Is Maze just hovering here, standing?
Yeah, Maze is standing and fuming.
No, she takes stuff back over to the desk and resumes working there. Kind of looks across at him. What is it that you still want to accomplish?
We could have fixed it all right now. On our own goddamn merits. Instead, we have to count on the whims of a god. Who have routinely just spat in the faces of humanity. There are revenants in this fucking room we could have fixed. But now, let's see how their godly conversation goes in an eternity or two.
Well, you know me. I'm about the least pious person. Well, no, all right, Redpath. I'm not big on deference to any sort of fundamental natural order kind of biz, but I do know when someone who can disintegrate my face with the nearest thought is suddenly in the room. I believe, because I have to believe, that there will be a day when I won't have to concern myself with, petty trivialities like gods, but I also have just enough sense to know that day's not here for me just yet. I'm sorry, Maze.
Excuse me a moment.
Sure.
Maze wanders off and finds a secluded little spot. The angst hallway seems like a good spot.
It's a
we're
good hall.
back to the angst hallway.
I made this hall and I'm like, this hall sucks. There's nothing in here, but hey, we're getting a lot of RP and shit.
And what's in here is angst.
Yeah, Maze gets in here, slams the door behind him. Oh, Lissa, if you're listening with your godly powers, then get a fucking earful. I didn't sign off on shit. You can't hold me to an agreement I wasn't there for, and like hell am I going to take this lightly.
Give me
Give me a blasphemy check.
You know what? No, I think so. Here's the thing. I think the room fills in with some green fog as someone very gently walks by you, and like you see that almost like walking like a funeral procession. There are like some souls behind her as she walks fully into the room. She's holding like a bouquet of white roses. And then she turns to you, and as she drops the bouquet, it just dies before it even hits the ground, and she turns and smiles. I'd love to hear your review in person, if you don't mind.
Oh, it's not every day you get the chance.
No. For both of us, really.
This is a fucking load, and you know it.
She taps her chin and thinks. Provide me the details. Maybe I'm missing something.
I'm pretty sure you have everything you need to know. Humanity finally finds a way to try and rip out a little place for itself, free of the meddling of gods, and you step in to try and keep it from happening.
She nods. You're right. It was a bit underhanded. However, I have seen you mortals play with these sort of toys before. And it's not even just for your protection. She gestures. It is for ours. We have to maintain some form of balance, especially with the cycle. And she puts a hand out. I understand your frustrations. I genuinely do. I cheated death once before for someone that I love, and I could not do it again. But it was necessary to prevent things from getting oh so very messy in the cosmos. So you can hate me, and in fact, I encourage it. But understand that this verdict will remain the same. And I will tell you a detail that I don't believe you allowed your comrades to inform you of. I will be speaking with my mother, Mother of the Abyss. Perhaps you've heard of her.
I have.
Good. You've been kept up to date. She kind of claps her hands together and thinks for a moment. My mother is not as heartless as you might imagine. So, I will speak with her and discuss the possibilities of altering some terms. Is it a guarantee? No. But it's an act of faith. One. And she goes to poke you, but then doesn't. And you don't need to roll a sense of motive to realize that, yeah, the reason she didn't is she'd probably kill you in an instant.
That's fine. He would have rejected the gesture anyway.
And that is why I'm having faith in you and the other people in this lab.
Well, here's your guarantee. Since you can't offer me one, I'll give you one. My life is nowhere near as limited as the people in those rooms. Long after they die of natural causes, I'll still be here.
The real question is that a blessing or a curse?
Up yours. I'm not done.
She puts her hands up. My apologies. Proceed.
If your little chat goes nowhere, I know how to find everything again. And I didn't agree to anything. If you think I'm putting my thumb on the scale for you, you're wrong.
She nods. But, you've even said yourself, only if it doesn't pan out. And, to be fair, she takes a small step away and, once again, she reaches down through the fog and pulls out a little bouquet. You'd at least let me try first. And if I do fail, well, technically, I suppose the terms didn't follow through, did they? To be fair, it was an addendum to the deal. But all the same.
Get lost.
Positively delightful. Well, I don't know when we're going to have the opportunity to speak again. But I wish you the best of luck with this life.
I'm sure you do.
I've no reason to lie to you. Stay safe, Maze Myers, and I wish upon you a long life and a glorious death. And she walks away and fades into the fog.
Spits.
If that ain't a kicks rock moment.
Puts on ski mask.
Dude, D&D crazy. You're trying to tell a level 0 commoner what just happened there?
You trying to tell Brizzed what's going on?
Hey, Bridge is level 12.
He might get it, but he's missing some
He can
context.
comprehend
Nice.
these things. He can comprehend it.
He's literally a level higher than us. He has to have gone through some bullshit.
Oh boy. Well, is there anything else that happens here?
I mean, I don't think there's a better line to draw under this than that, personally. Unless there is a specific bit of scene setting you need to do as the next time on Ebon Ward trailer Jimbus.
There is exactly one more thing that needs to happen. Meanwhile, all the way in Errol, I will ping, as this map is enormous.
What are we going to do tonight, Mother? Try to take over the world.
Obviously. Queen Alora Lancaster lounges lavishly on her little couch. I think it's called a Clanai, actually. And all the while she's chowing down on strawberries as Charity is just blabbing on, being like, oh, and obviously, if we want to have another big party to try and excite people with the new change of Conqueror, I was thinking maybe I could write a song. That sounds amazing, dear. You have so many good ideas in that big, strong brain of yours. And suddenly the doors fly open as a ASMR woman comes running in. My queen! Take your time, darling. What is it? The king! He's awake! Alora's eyes widen. Sorry? The king? I don't know what we've done. We're going through our notes right now. He's awake. He's still extremely weak at the moment, but we're doing everything we can to facilitate this change. We're getting everyone involved, and Charity claps her hands together. Oh, I can finally talk to Daddy! And Elora stands up and like knocks over the bowl of strawberries. No, I don't think. Dear Charity, I don't think that's necessary. Your father has been through quite a bit. Why don't you? You were just talking about writing a new song, right? Yeah. I bet father would love to hear a new song from his sweet, sweet daughter. A marvelous idea as always, mother. And she grabs the front of her dress and starts sprinting out as fast as she can. Elora walks up. Do keep me informed of the king's health. Of course, your highness. Right away. And as she's turning around, Elora throws a hand at one more thing. Have we heard where Pain is currently? No, ma'am. I think she's still in the middle of her moving the platoon back to Errol. Great. Marvelous. Back to your duties. And the ASMR woman runs out, and Elora like tightens her fist and just grumbles to herself. Well done, little mortal. Well done. And one more thing happens. We make our way back to the Ebon Ward. Where are you? I need my track. There you are. I will, of course, shift ping once again. Making his way down the stairs, exhausted, bloodied, beaten, and emotionally drained, Barrett walks in, more or less dragging his shotgun behind him. Hey! You okay there, buddy? Fuck off. Okay, my man. For real, goes back to checking on Perseverance. Leans up against the railing for a while. Drags his hand along it. And makes his way to the large double doors. And throws them open to find Baron kind of overseeing the small well. Baron looking at a book upside down because he's just trying to figure out where the pictures are. Looks over. Ah, Barrett, job's done. Slams the door. Oh, wait, I could really use a report. And Barrett, like, actually puts a bar in the door to, like, lock it. Just walks away.
There's 2 doors, bro.
Yeah, Baron. What the fuck? It should lock from in here. What the fuck? He just, like, starts mucking around with it. Baron continues to make his way as he hears the clattering of billiard balls clanking into one another and some light conversation. And he comes around the bend. Hey, kid.
Turns around. Sees him there. Holds up the billiards cue.
Yeah, I should warn you, kid. He, like, gets real low. I'm a fucking good shot. I'm gonna have him roll a little dex check for him to play pool. And yeah, it's a pretty good shot.
Jasper puts an arm around him and squeezes.
I'm glad you didn't go, kid.
I'm glad you didn't go.
rare for an old man like me, anyways. Jasper, can you make a perception check for me?
Ooh, okay. Oh wait, that's word pass. Ignore that.
Okay.
Wrong macro.
Okay, but
I'll take that anyway. No. Here we go.
Okay. I'm also
Basically
gonna have
the
Barrett,
same.
and I'm gonna have Barrett make a perception check as well. Barrett sets down the cue stick, and you see him very quickly grab his shotgun, aim upwards, and aim at something very, very small indeed. A small little creature, like hugging the pillar, as a hand.
Did you drag that in with you?
That was not in the Sicklands. As you see very delicately, the shotgun is gently pushed to the side. There's no need for such aggression, Mr. Brushfire. I do apologize. You left the door wide open. Turns over. Hello, Doctor. It's good to see you again.
Didn't know we were having a party.
No, but I may need your assistance in crashing yet another. And that is where we will pick up next time on Ebon Ward.
Yee-hee!
Yeah! Woo!
Ebon Ward.
So,
Yay.
to jump in front for business things, I'm going to let people know. Ebon Ward's going on a small hiatus. I don't know how long. I know I really wanted to just, like, smash through this and hit credits. I'm going to tell you, I've been busy as fuck. my job has given me a lot more things to do and it's been slowing me down. I've been a part of more projects and things like that. So I just need some more time to get art, do some more cooking, all that jazz. But yeah, but don't worry. We'll be fast approaching the end. And one more really important thing. I know it already happened very recently. Congratulations, you're level 12.
Hooray!
the same level as Brizzed.
Yeah. Dude, when he rolled a 12, I'm like, if he's a 12, I can't let the players not level. And so here's the other thing. Do you invite Briz? Because a level 12 ranger is nothing to
shit.
sneak.
We can't pull him away. He's literally responsible for protecting this town.
I mean, I view it as poor guy has been through. His survival was so ludicrously improbable. He deserves to just get back to his life.
He needs to go get a new animal companion.
This is true, also, yeah.
Jaguin.
Yeah, very fun, and yeah, it was a nice time. I hope, chat, you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it so much that you support us on Patreon. Just a couple bucks gets you access to a whole mess of icons, a whole bunch of which were uploaded just the other day, because we tend to be kind of bad about this.
Yeah, so actually, the really nice thing is that I'm actually going to send you a link to another Dropbox of all the stuff from Blackthorn Manor to this session. So you will have Lissa and her full body and all that.
Hooray!
Jazz.
We'll have everything. Be on the lookout for everything.
Everything!
Finally, part of what you signed up for the Patreon for.
Listen, I swear to God, I've made folders and sent them. I think that, like, we've just had lost in translations and things like that.
Yeah, no, shit happens. Like, I do my best, you do your best. We're both humans and bad at this.
Yeah. But so I've also just double checked it again. It has the full body of actually the full like design concept, courtesy of Cat Artna, who did an amazing job. It was one of those things where I was like, if I'm gonna get a god, I should do a full body.
Yeah, you know, gotta make it ritzy, gotta make it nice.
God.
Gotta.
Also, we have a Discord. Just consider joining that if you haven't already. It's our community hub. It's where the weekly schedule gets posted. And it's where people submit fan art. Speaking of, do we have some?
You bet your bippy.
Oh, my bippy.
Your bippy. Courtesy of, double checking, Bunny Made Bread. Thank you so much for doing this.
Dude, we're so blessed. Alucard came in to sit with me just as that all wrapped up there. It was great.
Aw, lovely.
Purring on my lap.
Give us some better Imgur music.
Better? What is better than
What's wrong with
Cassio
Tide's
Tide?
music?
It's a bit posh,
do you want,
don't you think?
what kind of music do you want? Oh, you know what we do have?
Yeah. Alright, Evan Ward, episode 165. There's nothing inherently drizzed about this board. True. So at the top of the pile from Marrow.
Is Aram here?
Oh god, I'm sorry. I was distracted because the thunderstorms that have been rolling in and out for literally 2 weeks now have started rolling back in, and it suddenly got as dark as the middle of the night here. Oh god, Imager link. Grab. It's Pride Month, Red Panther. You know what that means?
Red.
What? Do you want me to cook, like, gay food? What?
Yes, that is actually exactly what I want.
Fantastic.
I want rainbow pancakes.
Then from Fank, aww.
Creatura.
Creatura. Very
One of the
cute.
most creaturas ever to play the sport.
Love a wiggly gift. Thank you, Fank. Then from Honor Spell.
No, my Jaguar. Honor Spell doesn't know cars.
Don't worry, I don't either.
That's probably one. Thank you so much.
That's probably one.
And from Fank, important baby.
Important babies, important babies.
Oh,
We make our dreams come true.
Yeah, stay tuned for Ebon Ward Baby. It's the sequel no one wants.
Yeah, it's called Ew Baby.
Then from Mikalik.
Being alive is great.
Remember that gup cat?
Yup.
There is.
Yup.
Thank you so much. Then from Kai,
Oh,
important baby.
Important baby.
important baby. Baby. Lovely.
There's the car again.
No, my other Jaguar.
Then from Abanka, touch grass. Let's go.
I love the hand on the head, like, oh my god, I'm doing it.
I'm really doing it. Thank you so much. And then from Fink, puts the EB in EBDB.
Easy.
Very, very good, very cute. And then from Honor Spell.
Hell yeah. Parthena Veritas, Walnut War Criminal.
True.
Of course she'd be a nut.
Absolutely. Thank you, Honor Spell. Then from
Where's my Jaguar? Because Drizzt has a panther, right?
yeah, he does have a panther.
Got it. Okay,
Rube,
got
what's
it.
the name of that panther? I don't know what it is.
Guinevere? Something like that. It's hard to say. It's spelled in a very, like, Celtic way that I'm unsure how to pronounce correctly.
Oh,
since
so you're
I've only
certainly
been
pronouncing,
reading it.
like, too many of those letters.
Yeah, so... It's the Celtic version of Guinevere.
I see. Let's see, then from Marrow.
It's Brizzed. God, handsome.
L'Oreal.
Real character Briz.
Real character Brizzed.
Thank you so much. Then from Karayuki.
Meanwhile, somewhere.
Briz.
Brizzed.
No!
That's so sad.
It's also really funny because, you think in your head, oh yeah, Drist's animal companion is because of being a ranger. No, it's because he took an onyx figurine from someone.
It's a spectral tiger that he summoned.
Yeah, it's a spectral panther that he summons, but no, Briz. Oops, yours turned into a statue.
Yours is dead.
Thank you, Kuriyuki. Then from Fink.
Wow.
Wow.
It's Jagwin.
Thank you so much. Then from Honor Spell.
I'd kill him again.
Funky little guy.
Yeah, you would. And then from Honor Spell as well. War Crime Crossbow.
Returning arrow brings meat back with it.
What happens if you miss? Like, what happens if you, like, shoot way too high? Does the bolt just not come back until it hits the ground?
You see, there aren't notes about that. I love really leaning to Parthena didn't think past go. It was just do it.
Thank you, Honor Spell. Apple form, and now it's wholesome. Thank you so much.
That's very cute.
From Kuriyuki.
I'd do it again. I'd kill that cat man.
Sure would. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grandma Nash.
Then from Honor Spell.
One sec. Talking to God.
Is that Mom? Hi, Mom. Look, crab.
Crab.
Do you like it? Then from Psycho Case. Everyone loved
say
it.
this line again.
Me keep doing it. It's still true.
Holds up.
Dressed him up like a clown.
It's for the birthday.
It's for the birthday.
Then from Bunny Made Bread, unrip Andrin.
Kiss My Lissa died episode 2, reborn episode 165.
Briefly consider making it say died 8 years ago.
To make you feel the passage of time. Fuck off.
Don't do that. Yep.
Then from Marrow, real character Brit.
If you didn't tell someone, they'd think this is Drizzt fan art.
My God, he's beautiful.
You even got the fact that he has purple eyes in the thing.
Oh.
So make them different to be different traits.
Then from Fink, yeah, hug.
Aw, yay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also from Fink, more,
Yeah.
And from Psycho Case.
Okay, I'm just gonna lie down and clunk. Really? That fast?
Thank you, Psycho Case.
Oh!
Then from Skip.
No, I can finally hold you gentle like hamburger.
Oh.
It's true.
It's very cute.
Thank you so much.
Aw,
Then from Fink.
Yay. Yippee. Why does no one say it with me?
Yay, yippee!
Then also from Fink.
Yeah!
That's fucking rad.
Hooray!
Hooray, that rules. I think there is at least one more that snuck in at the finish line.
There's one more from Fink. I'll pull that one up real quick.
I'll put it in the... Yeah, you see it.
There we go.
That is the most cat-ass cat I've ever seen.
That sure is a cat you've drawn for us.
I mean this in the most genuine way. That's like the most iconic looking cat I've ever seen.
For sure.
I
Pure.
save this one.
Platonic
catness.
ideal of cat.
Absolutely. Well, thanks everybody for submitting all that. And Will,
Hey.
thank you for running this. This was a pleasure as always.
Hey, thanks for playing, y'all.
And chat, thank you all for coming out, supporting the show, however you do it, be it by giving us fan art, giving us money, or just being here at all. Your support, however you show it, means the absolute world to us. Thank you all for being here this time, and thank you for being here next time. Say goodbye to chat, everybody.
Bye, chat. Yay.
Good night.
Toodles.
Bye.